It says I'm live. Hello. This is a completely not planned, not scheduled. Oh, look at this disaster. Completely not planned and not scheduled live session. But I wanted to come on here because literally I need to put some sort of content out this week. That is what needs to happen, and content creation is not happening. So my husband in bed last night was literally saying that, he goes, "You really should just go live." He goes, "Talk about something. Talk about anything. Even though you missed your live stream, talk about something." So I'm on here to talk about something. Hello to the friends that are actually watching. If you want to make sure that I know that you're there, hi Alyssa, make sure you say something in the chat box so I know that you're here. And yeah, so I just figured if a conversation between us started, great. If not, I'm going to talk about the realities of moving. Hi, Jody. I'm so glad this is a nice surprise. Hello, hello, hello. What suburb am I in? I'm not going to tell you that. I'm in the Minneapolis area. But yeah, so the realities of moving. Do you see? Do you see this? These are the realities of moving. This is the reality of moving. Oh my word, you guys. It's been complete and utter chaos. And we are on day, when did we get our stuff? We got our stuff Tuesday, which was supposed to be Monday, but it ended up being Tuesday. Whatever. Our stuff is here. Happy day. And my husband has been working since our stuff got here, so I haven't had any help doing any of the unpacking, which is fine to an extent. There's a lot of hauling things upstairs. There's a lot of hauling things downstairs. It's been a really fun workout for me. Not a fun workout. But the real problem is here. I'm currently sitting in what is Diva and the Divine HQ, still completely boxed up and covered, and no way for me to really sit down and get the stuff done, which is fine because the kitchen needs to get fixed up. The bedroom needs to get fixed up. All the things downstairs need to happen. So it's not a huge deal, but I have felt so disconnected from work because of that I was just man, I haven't posted anything since I don't remember when. I don't actually remember when my last video was. Oh, it was the tour, the home tour, which I think went live Monday. I don't know, but I think. So for me, 3 videos a week, that's been a long time. So I just wanted to come on here. So what are the woes of moving? Woes of moving, whatever. The first thing I have learned in this whole moving experience is that you do not realize how much stuff you own until you unbox all of the boxes and have it laid out in front of you. Whoa. So that's what happened with our kitchen first. And the kitchen is actually not too bad, all things considered. The big problem with our kitchen is, while it is still a nice kitchen and it appears to be about the same size as the one that we had in our condo, the way it's laid out, the cabinets are a little bit different. And because of that, I'm having some storage issues. The primary issue is we do not have a pantry and we do not have a lazy Susan. Instead, we have what I'm calling the void. And it is this corner, every kitchen has that corner where you can stick your KitchenAid or stick your whatever. And for us in the condo, that corner was the lazy Susan. Here, that corner is a really deep cabinet. So you go in straight ahead and then you have to reach to the left. But it's completely unreasonable for my arms that don't straighten to reach, but it's not reasonable for anybody to reach, really. You could climb in there and hide in this cabinet. So I'm calling it the void because we're going to be putting stuff in there that we're well, maybe if we use it once or twice a year, that would be fine. So we're figuring out how to reorganize our kitchen. That's been a whole lot of fun. I think I have it mostly figured out, and it involves us buying an extra cabinet type thing. I think we're going to IKEA tonight to get a whole bunch of things. We're dropping some dinero at IKEA today, but we are going to get this half Billy bookshelf. The Billy bookshelves are these right over here, but you guys know them as my white bookshelves. They apparently do a half size one with cabinet doors. that are opaque, so you can't see what's in it. So we're gonna buy one of those and put it in this weird spot that I'll show you guys later. And that's going to be our like upstairs pantry. And then all of the pantry stuff like canned goods and pastas and all the pantry stuff is going to go downstairs in the basement in some different kind of storage because we have an unfinished basement if you guys saw the empty house tour. So we're like, okay, if we have that little thing for like our snacks, granola bars, our chips, our whatever, like the snacky type stuff that we kept in our pantry in the condo, then we can put everything else downstairs and it'll be fine. We have to go downstairs to get some of the stuff we need to cook. No big deal. An extra flight of stairs never hurt anybody. We brought an extra cabinet with doors. We love it. Yeah, I'm actually really excited about it. And I keep referencing the wall as like the stupid wall because there's a divider that divides up our kitchen and our living room, but it's really all one big room. So it's this like ridiculous looking half wall that quite frankly is unnecessary, but they put it there and it's just the right size to house this Billy cabinet on the opposite side of it. So it will technically be in our dining room, living room area, but who cares? It's fine. It's totally functional. No one will be able to see what's inside. All of my flour, sugar, whatever, it all can go in there, protein powders, which frees up the cabinets to actually hold kitchenwares, which is the whole point. So I'm very close to finishing up the kitchen, I think. And it's taken me, what day is it? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3 days. 3 days to do the kitchen and the bedroom. And I'm not done. So the kitchen stuff for one, and I actually, as I've been laying out the kitchen stuff, I'm like, okay, I don't use these pots. They're nice pots, but I haven't been using them. I'm going to put these down in the basement. Look at these beautiful pots that we have. We have some stuff that I've literally never used or used once. Beautiful Teflon pots from when we got married. I'm like, these I need to make a point to use. Let's keep these upstairs. So like I'm kind of making this mental to-do list as I'm putting the kitchen together and I'm prioritizing, which is working out great. Okay, fine. Even more so than the kitchenwares. You don't know how much clothing you own until... Did you guys hear the whining? She's whining at me. Hold on, come here. You want to see the people? Come here. No, come here. Come. Yeah. There she is. I don't know why she sees our neighbors. That's what's happening. She hears our neighbor outside. The kid is washing the house, it looks like. Oh, Gracie Bear, it's okay. You can sit here. The clothes. So, my husband requested, he says that he stated it differently. What I heard when I was on the phone with him was anything that was packed away in a box, he wanted washed. That's what I heard. Apparently, supposedly, that's not what he said, but that's what I heard. And so every box that had clothes in it, they had like wardrobe boxes that were hung. So like we had everything that was in the closet hung in these wardrobe boxes. Everything that was in the drawers was thrown into the bottom of those wardrobe boxes. I had all the clothes in hampers all over the floor, an entire basket of just his socks. And I'm looking around at all this, and I did literally 8 loads of laundry the first day, and I still have like 4 or 5 to go. Whoa. She's so adorable. How is she adjusting to the new house? She's doing okay, I think. She's very skittish around a couple of things. She does not like our laundry room, which is unfortunate because that's where we're putting her pad because she's pad trained. So that's been an adjustment. We kind of have to like chase her in there, and she's slowly but surely getting the idea. She has in fact learned to go in there and gone in there without us twice to poop, which is really, really good. But her favorite place to poop is on the stairs, which is, super fun. So I have to kind of stalk her in the morning to try and keep her away from pooping on the stairs. Hi, Lori. And so we're learning. The first day that we brought her over, the day we closed on the house, no, the next day we brought her over, and this was before our stuff showed up. And so it was a completely empty, fully carpeted house. Gracie's dream is to have a house that is entirely carpet, and she now does. The only things that are not carpeted are the bathrooms and the kitchen and like the entryway laundry room area. Everything else is carpeted. So guess who has traction on every surface? So oh my gosh, when we were here with the empty house, she ran up and down the stairs, up and down, up and down. It was hilarious because we got to watch her as the day progressed. First, she flew up the stairs. And then after an hour or two, she started to actually step on the stairs because she was wearing herself out because she's never really had to experience stairs in that capacity before. There are stairs at my in-laws' house, but she's hardly ever at my in-laws' house because they're in Florida. And even when she goes there, she goes up a couple times, but we don't really let her upstairs. So this was her first time she's really had access to go. Oh man, and she loved it. So she's afraid of the laundry room. She's afraid of the bathroom for the time being, but she's just getting used to the area. And we have been doing the thing that we don't want to do, and we've been letting her sleep in the bedroom with us. She still sleeps in her cage because for whatever reason, I don't know if she'll ever be okay with not being in her cage, which I'm fine with. She sleeps in her cage because we trained her to do that. But when we let her out, like we try to be nice and be like, you can have a night out. And she freaks out. She completely freaks out. And we're like, well, this is stupid. We both have anxiety because we're trying to be nice to you. Let's just put you in a cage. So the cage is in our bedroom currently because the living room's a disaster. So let's see what the comments are. Using my phone tethering service is spotty, but I need to escape right now. Happy to be your escape. And my connection's okay, right? Because I'm completely unsure. I decided to come up here because I could sit by the window and whatnot. But I have no idea how the internet's actually doing. My brother and his family are in Woodbury. I grew up in Minnesota, but I'm in Rockford, Illinois. Woohoo, Rockford. Not liking the laundry room. I saw the dryer clip on Instagram. Oh no, that was the washing machine. That was a dryer. My washing machine tried to like dance out of its container yesterday. It was the most absurd thing I've ever heard. I was washing towels and we have one of the, I don't know if they're newer. I'm getting used to all of my appliances. We have a microwave that actually tells us to put food in. If we like try to hit a button without anything in there, it'll say insert the food. We're like, how do you freaking know there's food in there or not? So we're trying to learn our new appliances, and we had stacked washer dryer before, and now we have side-by-sides, and the washer is the one that's like the HE, like the little goofy thing at the bottom, not like the full one, which is the one I grew up with, but like just the little one. And you put in the fabric softener and the detergent first, and then everything somehow gets swished around. I put a load of towels, all of our bath towels, which are big, fluffy, heavy water retention towels. Apparently that was too much weight once they soaked up all the water, because this washer, as it was rotating, was literally trying to like jump out of the little tray that we have it in. I was like it was so loud, I thought it was going to break. It was ridiculous. Ridiculous. He'll get there with your moving. It's a time thing. Your puppy will do good. I think she will. The other thing she's struggling with is we do have a little back patio. If you saw the home tour, you know, we have a little back patio, but we have no fence. So we got a little lead, like a 20-foot lead, and we put a little harness on her. She hates the harness. It's a little bit loose, but like it's one that doesn't fit quite right. I really need to get her a different one, but she doesn't like when things like touch her. Like she hates clothes, all of that. The collar is the extent of what she can wear without complaining about it. And so if we take her outside and we just let her loose, which I'm terrified to do, because if she runs off, because she's obedient sometimes, but she's not obedient all the time. She's obedient when it's convenient for her. And so I'm just afraid that I like if she takes off running, I can't run after her. So when Eric is home, he takes her outside without a leash, and we'll let her roam to the trees and whatnot and just not get too far away. But I would love to be able to train her to use the lead. It's like I can clip her. We're also trying to doggy doorbell train her. That's going to be interesting. We have a legit it's a little pad, and she can either hit it with her paw, or I'm trying to teach her to nose boop it because she can just walk right up to it. And then we have another thing that plugs in that we're putting in the center of the house that will ring and will inform us that she has booped the doorbell and wants to go outside. Will this work? I have absolutely no idea. It was $20 on Amazon, so it's okay, but I haven't been able to like train her with it yet. But still, every time we go outside, I hold it in my hand and I say, okay, boop it. And I kind of take her head and go boop. And then it rings and we let her outside. And then there was one time she accidentally rang it because she was investigating and her nose hit it. And so we immediately took her outside. Like, we want her to associate that black button with going out in the backyard, back porch, whatever. But we put the thing on her, and like I had to force her down the stairs the other day, and then she was standing in the grass and she just stood there, harnessed up. I was like, do something, go sniff, go potty, go do something. She stood there like a putz. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe this isn't going to work. So you got to get used to your pad. It's an experience. I think with time, once all of this goes away and it starts to look like our house again, even though it's a different house, like the kitchen is still the kitchen. Our living room set is exactly the same. The setup is exactly the same, except for like the fireplace thing. But in general, she knows where her couches belong, her chair, etc., etc. I think once all the chaos is gone, she'll be more willing to adjust and adapt and overcome. But for now, she's just getting special treatment because she's a princess. She's a princess. You're good at the park. I'm at the park in the middle of nowhere. Oh, for my internet connection. Good. Everyone is moving this summer. That's because nobody wants to move in winter. She would totally take advantage of you and not being able to run after her. Oh, she would. My dog 100% knows. She knows that my arms don't fully extend, so she knows how to stand exactly out of my reach. And she also knows that I'm not very fast. She knows this. So does my niece. Everybody knows it. But whether or not they choose to take full advantage of that, we started letting her Miss Piper sleep in our room, but in her bed. She's crated when we are at work or out of the house. She will go lay in her crate when we are home. I want Gracie to do that, but she won't do it. And so I don't know. I don't know. Like she will go to bed at night reluctantly, like a small child. You tell her go to bed, and last night my husband was on the floor, petting her or whatnot, and he's okay, now it's time to go to bed. And she creeped off. What are you doing? Oh, you really need to get the ball now. Jeez. See this? Her favorite toy is back there. Oh, did you get it? Oh no, we're all in for it now. So she hopped off and she said, okay, go to bed. And the look on her face, and then she thought about it for a second. And then I was in the room too. I watched this happen. Right into his lap. The slowest steps I've ever seen. And then she just sat there and looked at him with the most pathetic look on her face. Like, surely, Daddy, because I am sitting in your lap like the sweetest girl in the world, you're not going to put me to bed, right? It was hysterical because I'm like, look at her trying to suck up to you, the man who doesn't even care if she's around. It was so funny. They have a string of jingle bells on the back door. She jumps at the bells to go outside. Yeah, my mom's friend had a dog that did that, and that's how I even learned about the whole doggy doorbell concept. Can you guys hear her with that toy? Is it obnoxious? It's like air. Because now she's squeezing it, and it's going to drive me crazy. But, oh my gosh, it was so funny. But we do not let Gracie. That was the one thing that, well, my husband has a lot of things, but the one thing about the dog, he's like, the dog will never sleep on our bed, ever. And so I reluctantly had to agree to that. So she has never slept on our bed, but in our bedroom, well, and then when we first got her, we put the crate in the bedroom, like the night she came home, and all she did was cry. And the second night, all she did was cry. And when we took her for her puppy visit to the vet was like, put her in a different room and ignore her. And that's what we've done ever since. So day 3 of having this dog, we stuck her in the living room, and she cried and cried and cried, and we ignored her all night long. And 2 days after 2 days of crying, she figured out that we didn't care that she was crying and gave up. And she's been sleeping in the living room ever since. So, hey, you got to chill. You need to wait until I'm done talking to the people. Thank you. Goodbye. And yeah, so the fact that she's sleeping in our bedroom now is really interesting because she's quiet when my husband gets up in the morning, but once he leaves, she knows I'm in there and she knows that I'm probably stirring, so she'll start to whine at me. Like, I know you're awake, Mama. You know you want to come awake and get me out of bed. But will she care when you are done talking to the people? If I give her this toy, this is her favorite toy in the world. Annoying plastic spiky toys are her favorite toy. I don't know, like I think it's something about how it rubs on her the roof of her mouth. She loves this stupid thing. She will go to great lengths, as you saw, for this stupid thing. And any toy that resembles this is her favorite thing in the world. So and it had world's most obnoxious squeaker. So she had it for about 3 seconds before Eric said, "Oh, heck no," and popped the squeaker out. So now it just makes this sound. So if it's this toy, she will care. But if it's me not talking to anybody else and going back to work, no, she'll probably go lay back down because that's how she rolls. Yeah. So let's see. What else about moving? Pains of home ownership. I have so far, I didn't break the thing. I don't think I broke the thing. But the dryer knob, the knob on my dryer that sets the features, broke on me. And I went, why won't the freaking dryer work? Whatever. So I Google it. Google is your best friend. YouTube is your best friend when it comes to home ownership. I have fixed a toilet because of YouTube. I've done a lot of things, even in the condo. I'm like, let me see if I can figure out the solution so we don't have to hire someone to do it. And so I Googled this. I'm like, okay, my dryer knob doesn't work. What's going on? This is a common occurrence. You could have the thing cracked. The thing could be cracked. Like the little tube that connects to the thing that actually makes the thing go could be cracked. Remove the knob and see if it's cracked. Sure enough, it was cracked. I go, great. How do you fix it? You order a $10 knob off of Amazon.com. That's exactly what I did. Turns out all you need is the $10 knob off of Amazon.com. Stuck the new one on. Things worked perfectly. In the meantime, this was in the middle of my 8 loads of laundry. It said, in the meantime, you can use pliers to grab the little, like the spokey thing that the knob attaches to and turn it. So the whole day I spent with a hand workout because I can't squeeze. So I had to turn it and guess where the thing was pointing every time I did laundry yesterday. Or 2 days ago, both days. I don't even know. I forgot that it was Friday today, to be quite honest with you. So I've had to fix a dryer. Today's thing that almost sent me like reeling into my first like moving emotional breakdown. My Diva ring light was up here. And the way that the thing is built, it was actually like latched down into the grate and couldn't move anywhere. So I'm like, perfect. I can't move the stupid thing. So I wanted the box that was underneath it. And so I managed to grab the box. And the thing was still lodged underneath the thing. So I was like, perfect, great, lovely. I pulled the box out. As you can see, the Diva light's not up there anymore. Diva light came crashing to the ground with the box. And the bulb broke. I was like, words were coming out of my mouth. So I broke my freaking Diva light bulb, which means I had to go on Amazon and order another $50 bulb. Hopefully it fits because the one from the actual brand that I have was going to take 2 weeks to get here and cost $15 in shipping. So I picked a different brand with the same measurements and I'm hoping for the best. In the meantime, I was like, not that I'm making any videos anyway, so it's fine, but geez. So like it's little stupid things like that. I've also almost felt like I lost my balance on the top of the stairs today, which was terrifying. And because stairs are something I'm going to have to get used to having in my home. And I have tripped over a box today. Didn't hit the ground, but I tripped over it. And I have backwards stepped into one of Gracie's toys, which almost caused me to trip backwards. So like I'm having one of those days where it's like all the little crap is adding up. But at the same time, I can't be mad about it because I'm like, the laundry's almost done. The kitchen is almost done. It's still a disaster, but like I'm doing dishes and actually like I'm this close. I told my husband, this close. I just need your opinion on a couple things and I think I've got it. And then my hair looks awesome. Thank you. That means a lot because when you guys say my hair looks awesome, it's the days I literally have done nothing to it. Nothing. You know what this hair is? This was my 9:30 p.m. shower last night that I talked about on Instagram and in my Insiders Facebook group about how I needed to feel like a woman again. And I went and like took a shower and exfoliated and shaved and moisturized all the things because it was a hot mess. And so I shampooed and brushed my hair and whatnot. And then, and this was after actually I brushed my hair. Usually I don't brush my hair when I want it to be wave. I brush it beforehand, wash it, condition it, and then I put it up in a little turby twist. And then I don't touch it. Like, take it down, I'll fluff it out, but I will not take a brush to it, and it does this naturally. So the days that you guys are like, your hair is awesome, thank you, because it's the days that I have worked the least on my hair, which is amazing. Swap hair or arms or something. This isn't fair. Yeah, I'm sorry. God gifted me with this body that doesn't really work, so at least he gifted me with good hair. I'll take that. So yeah, that was my day today. And I've had a very hard time getting focused on all the things because it's to the point of like, I need my husband to be home and help me. Just taking full advantage of the fact that there's a blanket on my shelves or my desk thingy, that desk thingy. Oh, the desk. That was another casualty in the move. So we lost a handful of things that were to be expected. We thought maybe my desk wasn't going to make it. It didn't make it. There was no way that it was going to be usable after it came off of that truck. So I also have no desk, which is why I haven't been able to work. That's another thing tonight. I was like, yeah, we got to get me a desk. I know exactly which one I want. We just need to go get it so we can get that snack case thing. I can finish the kitchen. We get a desk. I can work on my office and actually get things up and running. But I'm kind of just in a holding pattern, which is fine. It is what it is. So were those the woes of moving? Oh, another woe of moving. Our mailboxes are like all down. I'm looking at them right now. Are all down the street. And so like we don't have them at the end of our driveway because we're in a community. Like that is what it is. Like it's literally, and my husband kind of made fun of it. Like we live in picture perfect suburbia. And it's all this one thing. But our mailboxes are not at our driveways, but there's like 4 or 5 sets of like 20 mailboxes down the way there. We moved in. Nobody bothered to tell us what our mailbox number was. We were wondering how the move was going. I've been telling everybody how the move's been going. In general, it's been fine. We are so truly blessed that we have the resources we have, and we have the stuff, the room, the time, the flexibility. Like it's been fine. We're blessed that this happened in the middle of summer instead of the dead of winter. Like, cause I know that like that's going to get insane. And, so I'm just glad that like I can be here and I'm in Minnesota and I appreciate the weather. It's beautiful outside right now. Gorgeous. And I know that in like 2 or 3 months, I'm going to be singing a completely different tune about this weather. So for now, I am massively appreciating what this is. And if it wasn't for the chaos of the like trying to get everything organized, like I already have my little Target patio chairs and patio table that I got last summer because I complained about to my husband how we had no balcony furniture. And I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to Target and buying the stupid like $25 chairs, like nothing fancy. And I love them. And they're out there on the patio. And I haven't I'm just waiting for this to be done so I can get up and drink some coffee out on my patio before it's freaking freezing outside and enjoy suburbia with the green grass and the pretty sky. You know the tune, Let It Go. Oh man, it's going to be the theme of my winter. I'm sure it is. I'm just going to be my husband already calls me Elsa because of my nerve disorder. My from here down, my hands are always frozen, and from my knees down, always frozen. And like I can suck the heat out of the room or like out of under the covers because I'm so cold all the time. Even if I'm not actually cold, I think I'm cold, but most of the time I'm actually freezing. So my nickname's Elsa because I literally just generate ice and cold. It's stupid. Love Minnesota. They do know how to handle the snow. Yes, that's what I've been told. And like, okay. So let's talk Minnesota winters for a minute. And if you have any insight, let me know your insight. And so, sorry, I keep looking out because like this is what's encouraging my my speaking. I'm like thinking about the weather, so I'm looking out at what's going to be covered in snow. What I've been told about the Minnesota winters is compared to Chicago, which is where I grew up, which is where my husband and I moved from like Chicago winter is what I know. Chicago winter is what I've grown to hate. Couple things happen in Minnesota that I've been told. Confirm this or deny this, whether or not it's right or wrong. The biggest difference, and this is actually the realtor that sold our condo, is the guy who told us this because he lived in Minnesota for a short time. He said the biggest difference between Chicago and Minnesota is the fact that in Minnesota, in the winter, the sun still shines, which is actually really huge because in Chicago, winter can freaking gray up your day for a week, 2, maybe even 3 at a time. You won't see the sun for days or weeks. It'll just be gray and totally like neutral colored. And with all the snowfall, that's what's like everything. It's like, it's kind of like the Wizard of Oz when they're in Kansas. All of the color gets sucked out from the world because the main palette is white with covered in snow. The dirt from all of our tires has turned a lot of that snow gray, and then the sky is gray all the time. And it's just so boring, and it's so gloomy, and then it's cold, and then it's wet, and then it's icy, and it's just a recipe for misery. Here, supposedly, the sun still shines. It gets so cold that there can't be any clouds, which is terrifying to think about because I do not work well in the cold. I physically do not work well. These nerves are already dead. If you put them in below 0 temperatures, they're just gonna like, my hands are useless. Which means I'm so blessed that I get to work from this office right here. So blessed. Because then I just don't have to leave the house if I don't want to. But like it gets freezing cold, but there are no clouds, which means beautiful, sunny, blue sky, which at least is a mood elevator. Like, okay, fine. It's covered in white, but at least it's glittery and sunny and beautiful instead of gray and dirty and utterly disgusting. You know what I mean? So you don't get that pretty glittery snow from the sun. That's what I'm hoping I get here. Like, okay, in Chicago, it happens occasionally, but like it's mostly just gross all winter long. But here I've heard differently. I've heard that here is better. So I'm thankful for that. To have the sunshine in the winter makes a huge difference. Yes, yes. Cold never bothered me anyway. Oh, the cold bothers me. Cold. So I'm optimistic about that. Like when I was told that, I literally told this realtor, I was like, you actually made me feel a lot better about the snow in the winter. And I also heard it doesn't necessarily get as gross. Like the snow doesn't get as gross again, because it's cold. So it doesn't like kind of melt down and then refreeze. And like once it's there, it's just there because it's so freaking cold. It doesn't go anywhere. So, and then where we live in a place that is very nature filled. It's underdeveloped. It's not quite as busy as like downtown Minneapolis or anything like that, where there's lots and lots of buildings. When we drive, we see a lot of green and all of this stuff is hiding behind the green. So as we were driving through stuff, I looked at my husband. I'm like, Mr. who's still obsessed with snow. Like he thinks snow is the greatest thing ever, but it's because he grew up in Florida. I was like, you're going to love your drives home and drives to work because once it snows, all you will see is untouched white sparkling snow. Like you will love it. I might like it for a while and then I'm going to get tired of it, but that's normal for me. So, and I mean, it'll be pretty. Like I'm looking out, picturing this place with snow right now. It'll be pretty, but we'll see. We'll see how I feel about the winter once we get there. Solidly considering going and living with my in-laws for a month. I know I keep saying that, but I'm seriously considering it. True story. So let's see. What else did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? Nothing else. All right. So let's see. I'm trying to think of anything else that I'm like, this part of moving sucks. And movers. Well, movers. I don't even want to talk about the movers because I want to badmouth the movers, but vet your movers before you hire them. That's all I'm going to say. Because these gentlemen, while they were very, very kind, and they did their job eventually, the fact that they were leaving Illinois 15 minutes before they were supposed to arrive in Minnesota. Really, really set the move-in day off to a great start. And then when we're like, okay, 6 hours from now then, if you said you're leaving now, 6 hours. Maybe 8 hours because you're in a truck. No problem. 12 hours. 12 hours later, they show up at 8 p.m. with our stuff, move stuff in for an hour before everyone, and my husband included, was like, this is dumb. Come back in the morning and we'll finish it then. Which is how we ended up a day late. And then just watching them move things, they dropped a handful of things. I swear to you, I thought that my piano was in for it. Like my biggest anxiety of the whole moving process was moving this $3,000 piano that I had paid for myself. Like it was the first big purchase that wasn't a business purchase that I made off of money I have made on Diva and the Divine, was this $3,000 piano. Because I needed a piano in my life, even though I'm not regularly teaching. Like just knowing I have access to make music whenever I want to is huge to me. And the piano people were the people that brought it into the condo, like piano professionals. Sorry, I'm distracted by the fact there's a dog out there right now. I'm slowly learning who has dogs in the neighborhood. So, and that's a little old Cocker Spaniel running around. And her name is also Gracie, I learned. We met our neighbors, and they have a 10-year-old Cocker Spaniel named Gracie. So Gracie lives across the street from Gracie, and that's who's running around right now. But so the piano professionals brought this in, and it's heavy. And they didn't construct it. It came built. And I never gave it any thought about the fact that I'd have to move this piano. And then when we ultimately picked this house, we kept joking about options for the lofts, because a lot of the townhomes we were looking at had lofts and everything. And this little nook that we wanted the piano in is perfect. And it didn't dawn on me until after we had bought the house. And I was like, crap. This means that the movers have to get that piano upstairs in one piece. You can't take it apart. So my biggest anxiety was they're going to drop this piano. They're going to hurt this piano. It's not going to work. And I'm going to be screwed. And thankfully that they broke several things. The piano was not one of them. So Susie moved in. What is fragile? When I think of fragile, I think of A Christmas Story. We never dealt with movers when we moved. Yeah, I liked having movers to haul things in and out. I'm not sure that I'm not sure my husband's going to let us ever use them again for packing, quite frankly. But, it's done. It's fine. It was part of his relocation package, which was a blessing, such a huge blessing. This whole thing, again, we are so hugely blessed. And, I'm trying to figure out the family. I met the parents. Apparently they have a child too that I didn't know about. And I'm not sure why the child is not in school. But I don't know when schools actually start around here. So, I don't know. I'm still learning everything. Still don't know what day our garbage day is. We took a guess, and I think we were wrong. So that was another thing. No one told us about our mailbox. No one told us what day garbage day was. When my realtor asked the owners, reached out to their realtor to get contact to the owners to find out where our mailbox was, and what day garbage day was. His response was, they think garbage day is on Thursday, but are not entirely sure. How can you have lived here and not know what day garbage day is? I don't understand. But at least they knew which mailbox was the right one. So there's that. And that's really it. My dog has run away. Oh, no, she hasn't. She found the bed that's in here. So that's all I got. The woes of moving. And it's really, truly such a first world problem. And I admit that. I busted my Diva lamp and now have to buy a $50 bulb. That sucks. My desk got totaled. I'm actually not mad about that because I can just buy myself a different desk. And it's going to be one that actually matches the rest of the white furniture. I'm going to get a white desk so the desk doesn't stick out like a sore thumb and make me crazy, which is great. And it's all good. It's all good. I'm just to the point of I've had it, you know? So hopefully after this weekend, it's a Labor Day weekend. Guys, it's Labor Day weekend. Oh my gosh. Can you believe that? Summer is officially over. that only hurts me because I feel like I didn't really have a summer. You know, this whole job hunting process for my husband started in March or whatever, and all of this got solidified middle of June. So we were in like stressed out time for that. Then we went to Florida for, yes, a vacation to see his family. And then it was all this moving in Minneapolis stuff. And so like, I didn't have a summer just like, let's go enjoy the barbecues. Let's go do the things and get together with the friends. Instead, we landed in a place where we have no friends, which is great. That's not true. I have a couple of friends here. I have one friend who's my sister-in-law's friend. My best friend from kindergarten lives in St. Paul, who I haven't seen yet, but at least I know he's here. And a handful of internet friends have reached out to me. And but they're like, I'm in the area. I will come be your friend. And I was like, all right. So with that being said, I think I'm going to go, mainly because my voice is tired and I left my water downstairs. So I'm thirsty and I can't do anything about it. And I need to get back to the unpacking process. But I wanted to be able to just be like, hey, say hey, put out a video of some kind. Some appliance is beeping at me downstairs. Awesome. And then I think that what might happen for a while, I almost was going to do a FabFitFun unboxing live. Like my FabFitFun haul from my FabFitFun box that got delivered yesterday. And then Eric's like, why don't you just rant about moving first? Because they might care about that more. I don't know if you guys cared about this, but let me know if like, it's going to take me a while, obviously, to get back to regular content filming. So are live videos an okay option for you guys? If I wanted to do a live FabFitFun unboxing, if I wanted to do a live September goals unboxing, a live September goals video with my power sheets, all that jazz. Is that something you guys would be interested in? Let me know in the comments if you are seeing this later. So on that note, I think I'm going to go. You remember? Garbage day. Some days for pickup, special days in the month, switch pickup days. I know. So I'm trying to learn this, right? And then I automatically acknowledge, I'm like, crap, it's Labor Day on Monday, which means even if we guess right, we're going to be wrong. Like, because Labor Day is going to jack up the entire garbage schedule. So I actually, if I wasn't on here, I would have run downstairs and asked our neighbors, hey, what day is garbage day? What am I supposed to do? So anyway, we're getting used to the area. We're driving around and seeing what we have access to. Pretty much everything is within a 20-minute or less commute, which is great. I haven't found anything that I don't have access to yet, which is also great. If it's not nearby, it's at the Mall of America, which is not far from me. It's only like, last night at 9:30 p.m., it was a 15-minute drive, which I'm convinced I can get anywhere that I need to get to in 25 minutes or less from where I live, which is great, which is crazy, but it's great. State Fair, downtown, wherever, everything is just a 25-minute commute, which is awesome. So yes, do live unboxings. Awesome. So I think that might be what I do. I might just sit down and they're going to be completely unedited, obviously. And I'll talk about my goals in one video, and I'll do an unboxing for FabFitFun. That'll probably be the next thing I do in the next couple days. But yeah, I'll be here. I'll give you guys a heads up as to when those are going to be filmed, so you can come join me. And yeah, so have a happy Friday. It is Friday. It is Labor Day weekend, 3-day weekend for most people, which is awesome. I will be quietly mourning on Labor Day because the only thing that I ever did on Labor Day was watch the Jerry Lewis MDA telethon. Have any of you ever watched that? Because that telethon and the Muscular Dystrophy Association covers my disease. Even though technically my disease is not muscular dystrophy, it falls under the muscular dystrophy umbrella. And so my mom said that she and my dad watched it all the time, even before I was born. Like, it was a thing that her family did and his family did before I was ever in existence. And then when I came to be and we figured out exactly what was wrong with me, it just meant more to watch the MDA telethon. And so every Labor Day weekend, every single one, that's what my Labor Day centered around. It wasn't some big crazy party. We would go to my grandmother and grandfather's house and they would have a barbecue and cook out, and my cousins would be there, and my grandfather had a pool, And we would play in that pool. They tore that pool down when I was like 13, which was so sad, so sad. But we'd play in the pool with my cousins, and on the TV that was inside the house was the telethon, and on the TV that was in their sunroom was the Cubs game. Always, every year, every single year. And then when I was in college, move-in weekend was Labor Day weekend. So I would move in on the weekend, and my TV would get hooked up, and as I was unpacking on Labor Day, I would have the telethon on. And that telethon was so near and dear to my heart. And then they started doing this silly, like they cut down the 24-hour thing, and they did like this, like the 3-hour show of strength for a couple of years, and then they just got rid of it completely. And I was like, every Labor Day, it breaks my heart that it's not there anymore. It was my favorite thing to do. And like that to me was Labor Day weekend, you know? And it's just not there anymore. And it means so much to me. And it makes me so sad. Trying to forget there's a holiday. You hate holidays. Don't hate holidays. I know holidays are hard, but they're also a reason to celebrate. Used 2 years ago, trying to rewatch it now. Can rewatch what? The telethon? Can you rewatch the telethon? There were some stellar performers on the telethon. Was his name Ryan Garrison? Oh my God, did his name just come to me? What was the name of the kid who, from a young age, was a singer, I think, and would always be on the show? And then the last time I remember seeing him, he was like a good-looking young man. Was his name Ryan? No, his name is not Ryan Garrison. What was his name? If you guys know his name, someone message me and tell me his name if you guys don't think about this by the time I click off. But he was this young performer, and he would sing every single year in like the big one, not in the local feed, but the big, was it New York or LA, whatever the big feed was. And I looked into his music once, maybe when I was in high school. I can't remember. But oh my gosh, what was that kid's name? I've every year I think about him, and I want to look him up and see what he's doing now. And I can't remember his name. So I have no idea who he is. I have no idea. My parents always watched it. We could stay up as late as we wanted to watch it. That's amazing, Lori. Yeah, it was so good. So think of me on Labor Day and think of the MDA telethon. Is Jerry Lewis still alive? No, I don't think he is. I think he passed away a few years ago, which was sad. It was very sad because even like I've never met the man, but like I was one of Jerry's kids. Because all the kids with muscular dystrophy were Jerry's kids. So I was one of Jerry's kids. So I always just loved him and had a lot of respect for him. And then when all the drama went down towards the end of the telethon, I don't know. It's fine, whatever. But that's near and dear to my heart. So that's what Labor Day means to me. It doesn't mean like it means the end of summer, obviously, but it's not like some big let's go out on a boat and party and blah blah. No. It was the telethon. It was always the telethon. I'm pretty sure my husband's working this Labor Day, which means for me it's every other Monday. It's the same. It's fine. But yeah, so all right. On that note, I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful Labor Day weekend. Do something fun to celebrate the end of summer, as sad as that is. But the end of the summer means the start of fall. I may or may not have had pumpkin spice coffee today. It was pretty good. All right, my friends. I will talk to you later. I'll let you know when my next live stream unboxing video thing will be. Thank you all for taking the time to be here as I randomly went live and told absolutely nobody about it. I really appreciate it. And I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye.